Hey guys, what's going on? And today we're going to be talking about what I think is one of the best and most versatile lenses for your Canon R5 and Canon R6. That is not a Canon RF lens, but actually an EF lens that can be adapted to your Canon R5 and the R6. And I'm talking about the Tamron 35-150 F2.8-F4 zoom lens. I'm going to be telling you why this lens is so good if you want to take photos or if you want to make videos, even if you're shooting low light scenarios, and even if you're doing some type of macro work. To be honest, this lens can do almost anything. And it's the one that I'm always carrying with me whenever I want to go out and get creative with my Canon R5. And it could potentially be the only lens that you may carry in your camera bag. So let's check it out. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel, I do a lot of camera filmmaking and drone videos to help you get the most out of your camera. So if you're new here, click the subscribe button, and all the gear we talk on this video, you're gonna find links in the description below. So let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, so here I have the Tamron 35-150mm lens for Canon EF, and it's one of my favorite lenses that I have. This lens is going to be for a full frame camera, but also can be used on Super 35 and APS-C cameras. For example, I'm using it right now on my Pocket 6K, and also I can use it on my Canon C70. And because it's a Canon EF mount, you can even adapt it to other camera systems with array adapter like Sony, Nikon, and Cinema cameras. When we're talking about the build quality of the lens, I gotta say that it's just okay, nothing to brag about. It's made completely out of plastic, it weighs 1.7 pounds, and it's completely weather sealed, which means that you can use it in different weather conditions, like if it's raining, snowing, or even if it's very dusty. So for the price of $799, I think the build quality is good value for the money. On the actual lens, you're gonna have your autofocus and manual toggle switch. Also, you're gonna have the vibration compensation button, which works perfectly as you can see here. And then finally, you're going to notice that you have a lock switch for when you're traveling with the lens, so it doesn't creep out or zoom out as you can see here. So it's going to help protect the lens from getting damaged when you're traveling. Like I mentioned before, this lens has a variable aperture of f2.8 all the way to f4, which is one of the best features of the lens. As you start zooming in from 35mm to 45mm, that's when it changes to f3.2, and then it changes again to f4 whenever you're getting closer to 105. And that means that you're going to have a fairly wide aperture from 35mm all the way to 105 for whenever you're shooting in low light scenarios. The autofocus system on the lens, when you combine it with the Canon R5, is fast as responsive as you can see here. I wouldn't say that it's as fast as a native Canon RF lens, but I find that it's good enough. Image quality. At 35mm, the image quality is very good right in the center, as you can see here. And when you zoom in all the way to 150, it's also very sharp right in the center, with the only downside that you will get some vignette. That can easily be corrected with your editing software. For video, you're also going to notice that it's a fantastic lens that is going to cover a lot of your main focal length that you need to shoot video. This lens is going to cover your 35mm focal length, your 50, your 85, your 105, and your 150. All of them with a very good aperture for shooting video, even in low light scenarios, especially with the Canon R5 and the Canon R6 that has improved low light sensitivity. So if you're starting out and you don't know yet which focal length you like the most, and also you want to save some money and don't want to go all out with Canon RF lenses, which are way too expensive, this is an amazing lens to start with because it's going to cover so many of the most common focal length that you're going to need for shooting video and for shooting photo. And lastly, probably my favorite feature of the lens is the minimum focus distance of only 45 centimeters, which for a lens like this is unheard of. This lens is not a macro lens by any means, and you won't get a 1:1 magnification ratio, but you can get really close to your subject at 35mm and even at 150 to get very interesting shots, as you can see here. So the Tamron 35-150 can cover so many areas in photography and for making video that I really think that this is a lens that you should consider buying. And you should have it in your camera bag because how versatile it is. And to me, it's the ultimate lens for travel content creation. Well guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click the like button if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe for more camera filmmaking and drone videos. See you in the next one.